Okay, so you guys, we're about to get into some awesome fashion talk, and we're gonna learn the legacy of Chanel and what made her this polarizing, controversial. Her career was like, hey, you gotta watch the video. And the video I'm referencing comes from the YouTube channel Modern Gulz, and it's Gulz. So yeah, let's get into the top 10 learning points from the video. All right, number 1, let's start with when she was born. Gabrielle Coco Chanel was born a French designer in 1883. Number 2, Chanel got her start as a successful licensed milliner, and that's a hat designer. That was in 1910. In those times, here's a fun fact, elaborated hats were the thing for if you're like not amongst the working class, you're not a part of the working class, so it was like a hierarchy in society fashion statement. Chanel despised that, and she thought all the extra bulkiness was too much, and she minimized the look, and her hats became very successful. She actually had 2 boutiques she opened. And Chanel said,
"Simplicity is the keynote of any true elegance."
Number 3. Chanel's first introduction to designing apparel began when she used the jersey knit material known for men's underwear back in those times, okay? After polarizing her customers with this new innovation of material usage, Chanel opened her first couture boutique in 1916, also introducing the tweed suits that we love today. Number 4. Now we all know this one. Who knows about the LBD? That's that little black dress. Yeah, Chanel did that. In 1926, she introduced the little black dress. You have to go watch the video to see the real meaning behind it. It's a sad meaning, but you know, in modern times today, we're still wearing that thing. And it's really cute, you know? Everybody needs one of those little black dresses. Nice fitted, you can be wear it flared out. There's plenty of options, but Chanel did that. Number 5. High five. Okay. Chanel established and introduced the infamous Chanel No. 5 perfume to her audience in 1922. Now, here's the cool significance behind the number 5. The number 5 represents every year since the beginning, Chanel has introduced her, or she's shown her collections on the 5th day of the 5th month of the 5th day, the 5th month on the 5th day, and this signifies representing good luck. So that's the secret behind Chanel number 5. Number 6. Did you know Chanel popularized costume jewelry? That was her. Wow. Chanel said,
"Jewelry is junk and should be worn that way. It should be worn merely because it is interesting or decorative and never with an eye to its value."
Number 7. That's a doozy, because how do I say this? Here's where the controversial, is that how you say it?
Controversial.
Here's how the controversial element kicks into the Chanel brand. During World War II, she was associated or understood to be linked with the Nazis, which didn't settle well with her customers, of course. You know, I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna say go check out the video, and all of this information is public information. What I'm saying, I just really love how the video put it together, and that's just because it's right there. So if you want to find out quickly, go click there or Google. But yeah, Chanel was associated with the Nazis. This association with the Nazis becoming public, with all the hate and everything, Chanel moved away. She returned after an 8-year hiatus in 1954 at the age of 71, coming back for her throne. Okay. And let's get into the next few numbers, because she still made history. It doesn't stop there. Number 8. Now let's talk about a good comeback, because as soon as she left or came back, and let me explain also, her brand never stopped. I think the focus went to perfumes and clothing still, but there was just a lot going on after the Nazi situation. So yeah, but her as the fashion house designer, she came back creating introducing the 255 handbag, which she first designed in the 1920s, but in the 1950s she changed the design, and the customers loved it. This bag has changed the way handbags are made today. The 255 handbag is the first bag with straps, multi-pockets, and multifunctionality for women. And at that time, that was very much needed. Today, a bag is a bag, but that 255, that's that quilt bag, everybody knows about the Chanel. You got your Chanel. Yeah, that bag became popular in the 50s. She came back big time. So, yeah, I was really proud of that one. I was like, well, go ahead, girl. Number 8. And all these are famous items, or popular items to this day. And you wonder why you pick some of these things that are like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with that. Did you know where it came from, where it started, where the history it came from? You know what I'm talking about? So these iconic, everything I'm saying is iconic items introduced by Chanel. Number 9. In 1957, Chanel introduced the two-tone heel. And this is, the front part is the dark. It was like beige and black, but the front part is black and the rest of the shoe is beige. And it's a less than 2-inch heel with a sling back. And before, women didn't wear sling back, so that was the first, elastic strap shoe. Number 10, Gabrielle Coco Chanel passed away at the age of 87 in 1971. She didn't appoint anyone as a successor, so after her passing, there was like 3 designers. Their names are French. I'm not trying to butcher their names, but much respect. But they tried to keep up with Chanel's aesthetic, and the audience did not really gravitate to it. Like they weren't really proud of that collection, those collections, and that's over like a decade. Okay, because about in 1983, Karl Lagerfeld, God bless his soul, because he passed recent years ago.
Karl Lagerfeld, darling.
Fashion house took over and saved the brand, brought it back to life. Also facing controversies as he took over the house of Chanel. That's another important part of the Chanel brand you want to watch, because then they go from Chanel's life and career and showing how Karl Lagerfeld almost dang near defied even Chanel's point of view and aesthetic of design. So even though she was so iconic, another iconic designer, Karl Lagerfeld, the guy with the white hair pulled back, with the shades, he's iconic in himself. That's a whole nother story, and we're gonna do more of these. So we'll learn about Karl Lagerfeld and all the other great designers. But it's interesting how he came over to her house, got appointed, came up to her house, and they say he was going a little urban. But you know what? You gotta watch the video for that. It's very interesting, and find out how all of these successes and controversies take shape. This is really interesting because when you learn, like I said, when you learn someone's path, you learn, oh, like that's where that dress came from. That's where that bag came from. That's where that shoe came from. That's why we wear this like that. I'm a nerd like that. I like to see where things came from. So you have to watch the entire video. I encourage you to like, subscribe to their channel. That's the respectful thing to do, because no, I did not get paid for this. I did not, I don't have a relationship connection to this channel, but I share a lot of great just fashion things that will inform my chickadees, my chicks, and viewers and readers who enjoy content on that fashion chick. And I do it because I am just that fashion chick, sharing style, confidence, it.